What's going on YouTube? Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 15th of May. Got a 15 steel set. As always, if you want to skip through anything, if you're just looking for one of these options in particular, you just want to not give a shit about the rest, just there'll be timestamps in that you can grab. So, Chitinous Foes, Veins of Ore, Courtyard Furnishings, one chest and treasure maps, and healing in PvP areas. Pretty good set. All of these options are actually quite good. If I were to make a choice, I would go Courtyard Furnishings, healing, and then just the chest from treasure maps, and just use a chest in a place that you have all the way shrines in on the zone, so that way it's easy to access. Because if you do this one in a zone for a treasure map for a zone that you don't have any way shrines in, it can be a pain in the ass. But I'll go through everything here. So what I do suggest is you definitely want to do these two, the Courtyard Furnishings and the healing. But I would say, even though they're the easiest to do, I will do them last, because what you can do is you can pick one of these. I'll do some prep for this one first, but you can pick one of these and then travel to your house when you have the items that you need and do this one, and then you can travel straight to Cyrodiil and do this one as well. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just first go through just like a couple of prerequisites that you'll need in order to do these two, because if you don't have them, you can't do them. So firstly, you want a furnishing that is classed as a courtyard furnishing. There's two that I suggest. The cheapest one in the game that you can get, all you need is one, right? As soon as you got this one courtyard furnishing, that's it. Some houses do have courtyard furnishings in them already. Not very frequent though, but I will show you how to check that when I get to the housing one as well. So if you're not sure, maybe check your house first, so you're not spending any unnecessary gold. But they're super duper cheap anyway, so you can just buy one and just be done with it. So the cheapest one in the game is to come to this housing vendor in Necrom. You need the Necrom DLC, but it's literally just to the west of the Wayshrine in the city. Once you unlock that, it's easy to get to. But yeah, you talk to Merkolg here. You have the home goods furnisher, and then all the way near the bottom you have post reclaimed wood. This is a courtyard furnishing, so you can buy that for 50 gold. And you just need that one, and that's it. So the non-DLC option is 100 gold instead of 50. So the difference isn't crazy. And in order to find that, there's three places. I'll show you the easiest one to get to, which is Daggerfall. Just keep in mind, this is assuming nobody's done it already, because this one has come up a couple of times in the past if you watch the videos. So odds are you'll have one of these already in your house somewhere if you follow my old videos. Alright, so this Wayshrine here you start with by default, so it's very easy to get here. You want to come into the Rosy Lion. And there's two things you want to check. Firstly, you can get a house for free if you don't have a house at all. Come into this corner over here. There'll be a lady you can talk to normally. If she's not here, you've already done this and you've already got the house. Depending on which house that you get is depending on your alliance. There's three available. So you get Mara's Kiss if you're Mary, Ebony Flask Inrim if you're Ebonheart Pact, and then Rosy Lion if you're Daggerfall Covenant. They are all the same. Doesn't matter which one you get. They all like about the same size and have a candle in them. There's not much else to say there. So the other thing that you want, this is the non-DLC option for Courtyard Furnishings. You've got this clothesline here. This is also a Courtyard Furnishing and 100 gold. So just buy this. You only need one. You will only ever need one of each of these item types for furnishings, and then you're good to go. Oh yeah, shit. While I'm here, for the Cyrodiil one, the healing in Battlegrounds, whatever, come to this person here and accept this quest. And what this will do is, as soon as you accept the quest, you'll unlock the Undaunted skill line. This will also be an important bit of prep for the healing one, because you need something to remove your health, and this is one of the easiest things to get to remove your health. You can take full damage and do it that way, but it's a lot quicker if you use something like this. So yeah, you need a skill point, but you don't actually need to complete the quest. You just literally accept the quest, and that's it. So yeah, grab that as well, and then you just need a heal as well. Every class has a good heal. You know, for example, Nightblades, they've got Malevolent Offering, but usually if you've already done the tutorial for Cyrodiil, you'll have Vigor. So yeah, that's the one I would suggest. The only time I wouldn't is when it's the healing with Scryed abilities one, and in that case use Scryed ability. But those two don't come up very often together. Chests and treasure maps. This is one of the easiest ones, but I suggest if you don't have many wayshrines out in the overland, you go trophy and you want to go treasure map. what I would do is look for the 5 trainee zones. They are Bleak Rock. Let's see if there's any others. I can't really see any. So the 5 trainee zones are Canarthy's Roost here. You've got Stros Mackay. You've got Betneek over here. You've got Bleak Rock Isle over here. And then you've also got Balfoyan down here. The reason I suggest these is the areas are tiny. And there's a few treasure maps, and they're all usually pretty close to this. Like, it does not take long getting from a way shrine in these places to where you need to go. You won't have way shrines in these places immediately. You need to get there first, but you can. They all are available from the boat swains in the starting cities of each zone. So, in this example, you've got Sugar Claws here, who takes you to Canarthy's Roost. So you just look for them in the starting city docks. So starting city for Addons is Vocal Guard, starting city for Stonefalls is Damon's Watch, and then starting city for Daggerfall over here. You'll also get this guy over here who takes you to Stros Mackay, and he takes you to Betneek. So what you need is to buy one. So what I would do is go for like the cheapest ones you can get for like trainee zones. As you can see here, you've got a perfect Bleak Rock treasure map. Just buy that and then make your way to Bleak Rock. Alright, so once you got your treasure map, there's 2 things you can do to make this a lot easier. So firstly, you can get an add-on for PC called Lost Treasure. This one here. It will mark out on the map where the treasure map can be found. If you are not, if you're not on PC, if you're on console, what you can do is look up the treasure map on Google, and ESO Hub will give you a location for the treasure map that you can easily use yourself. So as you can see, there it is there. So those are the 2 ways I'll do it. Maybe just bring this up on your phone, or minimize the game and just have it on your browser or something. So just do that. So I just need to. This one's closer, so I'll just travel over here. You can also get the clothesline posts that you need for the Courtyard Furnishings from a furnishing NPC there. It's the dirt mound. There'll always be a dirt mound. You dig it up, and then you get a treasure chest. So you don't actually need to loot the treasure chest. I would suggest you do, because sometimes you can get a item, like a good set item from them. Alright, so when it comes to Chitinous Foes, there are some good DLC options in places like Somerset. Usually, like for example, around this area here, you've got some Yagra who count as Chitinous Foes, and in some other places, you also get tons of Yagra from Abyssal Geezers, and because they are constantly up, you pretty much always got Yagra coming from them. In Cloudrest, there are a couple of Yagra as well, but they're quite tough. Cloudrest is a very like it's a trial, so everything in there is like built to fight against 12 players. But if you do a Cloudrest run today, you'll easily get Chitinous Foes done. What I prefer though for base game, if you don't have any DLC, one area here is in Stormhaven in Wayrest. Dregside here, as the name would suggest, is full of dregs. So these dregs here can be killed, and they count as Chitinous Foes. It's slightly tough for what are zone enemies, but yeah, they're not too bad. So these are what I would suggest you use for getting Chitinous Foes. And you can see here there's quite a few dregs over here, and if there's no dregs in the actual like sort of what would it be? Is it like a slums or something, or like I guess a merchant area? I don't know what you'd call that. I guess you'd call it dreg side. I don't think assassin's beetles count. These count as insects, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, if you're over here, there'll be a dreg world boss here who has a lot of little mini dregs normally, but I find a lot of times they'll be dead. So if not, you've got more dregs over here as well. You see dregs over there. Yeah, so you just need to venture out a little bit to find the dregs. So they're not just in that area of Dregside. They're quite all over the place around this area as well. So yeah, check Dregside, check the world boss, check this area here. Now, if you need to get here for the first time, if you haven't been to Wayrest before, this house here can be used in home tours to travel to. So you travel inside, exit out the front door, and you'll be in Wayrest. And it's just a little bit of a trick this way to get there. And just get this way shrine too to make it easier in the future. Or this way shrine, I suppose, also helps. There is another area full of dregs in Vivek's Antlers. The same thing here. You can use home tours with the Emily Flask or Evanhart Chateau to get to this wayshrine, and then you've got easy access to some more dregs over here. There's mud crabs all over the map in some zones like Oridon, but they're a bit spread out, and then they're usually dead by the time I check them in Chitinous Foes, but you can do that. You can also check, you can do Fungal Grotto 1, kill the, because it's an instance version, right? Like, so nobody else can actually kill them when you go in there. So you can kill the boss, the first boss in Fungal Grotto 1, go through the little tunnel, and then past the group of dregs, there's like a big clump of mud crabs that you can kill. Or when you go down to fight the Dreg King, there's also a bunch of mud crabs there too. So if you haven't done your Fungal Grotto 1 runs yet for doing the Golden Pursuit, I assume most people have, but yeah, the mud crabs in there will also count. So there's a couple of options there that I would suggest. Okay, so last of the three first options I would do is mining veins of ore. So as always, I'll just link in the description this website here, or this website page. If you put your mouse over these things here, it'll show you what they look like. So if you're not sure what each of the different blacksmithing ores look like, here's an example. So which ones will spawn depends on your level and depends on your crafting passive in black metalworking here. So as you can see here, I get iron ingots from this, but because I'm max level, I also get the rubidite. So it's 50-50 between rubidite and iron ingot for me. It'll change depending on those passives there. So yeah, and in this case, you can just see what they look like. As you can see, rubidite's easy to see. Iron ore and like some of these other options here can blend in very well with the surroundings if you don't know what they look like. So it's good to just get an idea of what they look like for when you find them. So yeah, definitely use that. There's also Harvest Merge. It's a Harvest Map, sorry. Harvest Merge is the add-on thing. Yeah, this add-on, anytime you mine a ore vein or mine any resource type, it'll show up on the map, and whenever you go back again, you can use it to like sort of backtrack and see if there's another thing there that you can use. So it just allows you to sort of autonomously check a bunch of areas that you know have rubidite in them without thinking too much. If you do it enough, you'll sort of be able to understand it. As you can see there, there's iron ore. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, iron ore blends in a lot better, I think, with a lot of environments, whereas rubidite is like so like bright red in like in every environment. It's just like kind of really easy to see compared to iron in a lot of cases. But yeah, if you're still struggling, you can use Keen Eye Ore to make it like highlight where ores are when you're nearby, so you can use that too. But yeah, that should be, it shouldn't be too difficult to spot. The only other thing is worth noting is if you do this in Craglorn, it's the only zone where it's like different to most other places. You get a trait item called Known Crux, and what Known Crux is there's a armor trait called Fortified Known Crux, and then there's a weapon trait called Potent Known Crux. I don't have any on me, I don't think. Yeah, but you can get these only from Craglorn, and Potent Known Crux are pretty good to sell. They can make you money if you find one. So if you can get to Craglorn, you can use things like Earthtier Cavern to like in home tours to get here for the first time. But you can mine this area, and you might get lucky and find a Known Crux. You could make some money from that. Could be worth it. Or you know, you don't have to sell it. Obviously, you can use it yourself. It's a very powerful trait, non-honed. It's what I actually use on my dual wield. If I'm doing like a proper damage dealer build, I always use known honed on one of my front bar weapons, even though it is a little bit expensive. It's very strong. But yeah, that should be everything. One more thing to note: if you have any blacksmithing surveys from doing blacksmithing writ, the survey nodes count as well. So because it's only 5, a single survey is all you need to be able to mine 5 veins of ore. Again, as I said before with treasure maps, Lost Treasure, that also does surveys too. So I'll show you where to find those. But surveys are usually not too bad to find anyway, because they kind of show where they are on the map as it is. Just one warning for surveys. If it's your last one, just hold on to it. Maybe if it's your last 2, because sometimes the survey endeavors come up as well. And that's the only way to actually do them. If you don't have a survey, you can't do them. So yeah, I suggest holding on to a couple. Alright, so now that everything else is done, now we can start doing the other 2. So you want to do the Courtyard Furnishings first, and then this, because you can't travel to your house when you're in Cyrodiil, unless you're at the Wayshrine in Cyrodiil. So what you can do is just go straight to your house here, do this, and then go straight to Cyrodiil and immediately do it as soon as you get into Cyrodiil. It just makes it more convenient. That's all this does. So yeah, just travel to your house, whichever one, because yeah, you can travel to your house from anywhere. Doesn't cost you gold, doesn't cost you anything to do to travel to either of these. Right, so if you have a item in your house, firstly just go into the housing menu, go to retrieve. If you see anything, as you can see here in Courtyard, I've got a clothesline furnishing here. So what you can do is, you can see here, you can put it away. Now that's actually one way to do this immediately without even going and placing it. Because what happens is, if you put something away or like put it away manually, there's a button that comes up when you exit here. At the bottom left now, you can see it. It says undo. If you hit that key, as you can see, it places it. So what it does is that what's going on is the furnishing is in here somewhere, as you can see over here. And when you put it away, when you undo, it places it back on the ground. And that still counts as placing the Courtyard Furnishing. So you don't even need to pick it up and then place it. What you can do is just pick it up. Well, what happens is, sorry, I should have mentioned, if you pick it up and place it like this, it won't count. You have to pick it up, put it in your inventory, and normally you'd have to go back in and go to Courtyard Furnishings and then place it down again. But if you... Oh wow, that's fucking huge. If you pick it up and then put it away but do undo, redo, that also counts, and it's a lot quicker than going into your inventory to place it every time. Yeah, that's what I would definitely suggest here. And if it comes straight from your inventory, like if you've just bought it, it's just slightly different. You go into your inventory here, place it, and then you undo and redo is the placing. So it's just the button that gives you the endeavor is just a bit different. That's all. Alright, so now we go to Cyrodiil. So campaigns, you need to be level 10 for this. So you might have to do one of the other options here if you're not level 10 yet. But I would say maybe hit level 10 first before you worry about endeavors. Maybe enjoy the game for a little bit. But that's just me. Anyway, so as soon as you get here, you honestly don't even have to move. So once you've got something that removes your health, you can use that, and then alongside that you can use something that that heals you. That's all you need. Because if you try and heal yourself in Cyrodiil normally, nothing will happen. So you actually have to be missing health. So if I just use siphoning and now do it, as you can see, it's starting to work. That's why I suggest you need something to remove your health, like a Blood Altar is the other one, but siphoning attacks is the best one. So if you've got a Nightblade with this skill here, you don't need it morphed or anything, it just helps if it's morphed. But this is great, this thing here. The other great thing is in the Vampire skill line, Blood Frenzy, if you put this on too, it makes it even quicker. So what you do is you put Vampire Frenzy on, because it increases your weapon damage, which increases your healing done. So you just... Vigor, and you know, if you've got something like... oh yeah, I could use Sap Essence, I guess, while I'm waiting. And yeah, just keep healing yourself like that, and that's all you gotta do. Yeah, I'll just show you. You can just also put this on. So you can use Vigor as your heal over time, and then use Offering as your burst heal. If you cast stuff too quick, I find that it doesn't... It like kind of refuses to cast sometimes. It's just, yeah, it's just global cooldowns, I think, affects it. Yeah, that's all you have to do for the Cyrodiil one. And obviously you can just do the same thing in Imperial City sewers, like you don't have to go out and fight anybody, you can just do this. And yeah, obviously Battlegrounds, you kind of have to do the whole Battlegrounds, so that's not the best way. So yeah, just come to Cyrodiil, do this, and then just go to the Wayshrines, and then just leave, and that's your whole thing done. So if you have any other questions about anything, I mean, not other questions, I guess. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. But yeah, daily's done. Pretty good set. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I will see you next time, and take care.